material things with Archmozzo. I am Sidharth and today we'll be connecting with Nitin, the co-founder of Shayna EcoUnified. Every individual consumes around 20 grams of plastic every week, and if this number keeps growing at its current pace, then it's a life-taking situation that we are talking about. In this podcast, we have discussed various aspects of plastic waste and what can be done on an individual level and by government bodies to control this situation. Shayna EcoUnified is reducing the plastic waste that is dumped into the environment and creating affordable structural materials like furniture and tiles out of the plastic waste, and thus creating a better tomorrow for the coming generations. This podcast is presented by Archmozzo. Archmozzo is a platform for architects and designers to explore various building materials, order samples for those materials and get the samples delivered at their doorsteps within 48 hours for free. So stay tuned till the end and let's get started.
So, आपका काम, how, like, you have a manufacturing unit in Noida?
So we have 3 units, one in Ghaziabad, one in Noida, one in Delhi.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
so processes wise, the whole system is split between the 3 units.
got it. And you manufacture mainly HDCP tiles, paver blocks, and
Not only tiles. So tiles is one part of the business. Second part is these recycled plastic boards that we do. So these are made out of your MLP, which is multi-layer plastic. So chips, wrappers, and stuff. All those are utilized in those boards. So out of those boards, we make a lot of things. So, for example, tree guards, dustbins, park benches, school furniture, office furniture, home furniture. So, sky is the limit with those. Sky is the limit.
And it is really good thing. Like many people are not entering into the HDP. You told me, no, MLP. It's very hard to recycle, right? And the segregation process is also tough.
So MLP, the problem is that you can't recycle it. Whatever we do is upcycling essentially.
Upcycling, got it.
MLP recycling is not possible because it is made in a way wherein both aluminum and plastic and is combined together.
And
so
difficult to, it's not possible to differentiate them.
To segregate them, in the process of recycling. So it's better to upcycle them. And the good thing is that when we manufacture a board, we are able to consume really high or really big quantities of MLP. So consider the fact that a chips ka wrapper, weighs only about a gram. But the weight of the board is somewhere around 55 kilos. So 55,000 chips wrappers are consumed within one board itself.
That is nice.
Big numbers add up to a really big volume that we are clearing up from the planet.
Got it. That is nice. That's nice. And converting them into something that can have a long life as well. Like once it is degraded, it can be upcycled again, right? Like
it can be upcycled. So this is the USP of all our processes, whether it be tiles or these boards. Everything is recyclable.
So there is an infinite lifetime.
We tell our customers that once these tiles end their reach their end of life cycle, which is roughly about 16-17 years, and 16-17 years is a big amount of time. After 16-17 years, you give them back to us. We'll buy it back from you at scrap value. We'll process it and make new tiles from
it. So it's never going back to the nature and spoiling it.
Yeah. Whereas if you see a lot of people in this industry, they're manufacturing these eco bricks, and what they're doing is they're combining plastic with cement and sand and creating these big chunky blocks of bricks out of those. But the problem with those is that upon the end of life cycle, they'll end up in a landfill. You cannot segregate plastic and cement afterwards.
So the process, like, it carries forward. You are just pushing its life to like 10 to 15 years.
Exactly. आपने बस किसी चीज को 15 साल 20 साल delay कर दिया, but the problem is there. So that's the issue. So what we tend to do is we try to tell people that whatever is there, let's just utilize it and let's keep reutilizing it जब तक possible है.
That is only the ultimate solution, right? मतलब you cannot remove it anywhere. That is true. मतलब अब वापस nature में जाएगा, it will take thousands of years, then also it will stay there. but the only way
Understood.
which is possible, you keep on utilizing it in some way or the other.
Another big challenge with the plastic waste is that we do not have an alternative to plastic in today's date.
True.
If you see the last couple of centuries, rather the last 1 century, if you analyze the way plastic has revolutionized everything, it's amazing. It was like the product of the century or something like that.
True.
It's everywhere, anything and everything. If you see, it's the most versatile product on the face of the planet.
Definitely.
However, finding a replacement for it, it's a big task. We don't have it. Nobody's thought of it as of now.
Even if
So
I look around my room, most of the things, like, we can figure out 10 to 15 things which need to be in plastic only. Like, there is no other ways possible.
everything, right from the toothpaste that you pick up first thing in the morning, to the car you drive, to the TV that you watch, to the laptop you use, the mobile phones that we use, everything around you is plastic. It's such a versatile product. Where do you go without it?
That's true.
That's the issue.
And like you mentioned electronics products. So is there a way to convert that plastic into, like, there is a huge amount of electronic waste that is being generated every year. So are you guys or some other people are doing to utilize that?
Now there are a lot of companies have ventured into the e-waste recycling.
Okay.
So all your laptops that you throw away, all your mobile phones you throw away, they're all segregated. The components are taken out and respectively they're processed for recycling.
Yeah, it is also, like, I feel in the next 10 years or 15 years, this waste management will be something that is the need of the hour. Like, there is gonna be a lot of waste which is going to be generated and which is being generated.
A lot of reforms are needed on different levels to give it a more definite shape. And, a lot of thinking has to be done, how we have to do, what we have to do. And it is going to, need a lot of help and support from different walks of life, from different people at different levels.
Higher officials need to be in there and take effective actions towards
it's
that.
not only it's not only the higher officials. So that if you actually see, we always talk about a concept called individual waste responsibility. Now, a lot of municipal corporations have started working upon the need of waste being segregated, the dry waste and the wet waste. Every morning, your kachra wala will tell you dry waste and wet waste has to be segregated. And I see a number of households still not doing it. It's a basic thing. It's a very simple thing that you have to do. Leave put all the dry waste in one place, put all the kitchen waste in one place, and give 2 poly bags to the guy who comes and picks up your trash. So at first, at that level, nothing is happening. And in within my city all itself, I've seen, there's so many people who have adapted to this change. They've started segregating the waste. What happens is, once the waste reaches their dumper or their truck that is coming, everything is being put together.
Yeah. Like if we see that they are putting it in different, I, like, in my house also, are you stuck?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so the dump truck comes and they have two separate boxes, like the one green one and the one blue one, for each different types of waste. But like on individual level, we are not segregating that. We are all putting it in the same bag and giving it to them. And they also put just एक डब्बा भर गया तो दूसरे में भर देते. That's the only thing that they follow. They do not do any kind of segregation.
Absolutely. So, there has to be reforms on multiple levels, right? From individual to municipal corporation to the, government which is ruling the country. And there needs to be some serious reforms, and there needs to be a lot of clarity in terms of policy making. Because after every few days, we see a new policy being made, and then that policy is not implemented properly. Sometimes the policy is not very well thought through. So, few months back, I read that government is allowing food containers to be made of recycled plastic. Now we all know that every time plastic is recycled, it releases some fugitive emissions, as well as some chemicals are released which are very toxic. So it is unfit for storage of food, and it has been talked over years and years and years. You would have heard a simple concept that people say that avoid using plastic in microwave.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever you are eating your
Because it will
food,
react.
avoid,
It will be harmful
you
for our
know,
body.
exactly. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
toxins are released every time plastic is gonna undergo heat and pressure in an
Mm-hmm.
environment. So again, and you are allowing now recycled plastic to be used. It's something that needs to be thought through. So
Definitely.
because of all this is something that catapulted us into developing these products, which will be used in infrastructure development, which will come into the least contact with humans.
Got
So
it.
from the safety aspects also, these products are not gonna create a mess for anybody.
Understood. Understood.
So this is how China started. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you this question only, like what is the story behind how China started, but this is it just came
So
by, like, definitely.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
have
yeah.
been
This is how it all started.
interested in this particular field of waste management, or you come from a construction background?
You know, surprisingly, I don't come from any background whatsoever related. If you talk about infrastructure development, no. If you
Hmm.
talk about waste management, no. I come from a field of advertising and marketing.
Okay.
I was a advertising professional, and I was working in Mumbai. I belong to
Mm-hmm.
Delhi, but I was working in Mumbai from the last 8 years. I
Okay.
worked with the biggest of the media agencies like Madison, like Group M of
Mm.
UK and stuff. And
Okay, great.
when my last assignment was with Group M, and I was the COO of one of their verticals.
Nice.
And waste management is something that it just the whole idea just incubated. When we were on one of our trips abroad, and in Southeast Asian countries, you have these walking markets and stuff, night markets
Mm-hmm.
and walking markets. So if you go to
Mm-hmm.
Indonesia, you go to Thailand, you go to Malaysia, all these countries, you have these night markets wherein you have these pop-up stores, you have pop-up
Mm-hmm.
restaurants and stuff. People will come in and put their park their vans and start cooking and stuff.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
during the night, there's so much of mess. There's so much of mess. But if
Hmm.
you go to the same market next morning, it's all clean.
It's all cleaned up. Yes. There is a
and
proper
and I
system
was
for
amazed
everything.
that, yeah, and I was amazed that a country which is economically backwards, which has
Hmm.
lesser number of manpower, which has lesser maybe per capita income than us, uh,
Hmm.
is managing these things so beautifully. What's the problem with our country, right? So the first,
Mm-hmm.
of course, the first and foremost problem that comes to your mind is that the intention is not there,
True.
right? So
Hmm.
intention is the problem. Okay. Second thing, when I deep dived into it and I started reading about it, I said, we started analyzing that what happens to the waste once it's collected. Because
Mm-hmm.
in our country, waste is being collected every day. We can't deny that. Of course,
Yeah.
otherwise the streets would be a bigger mess than what they are into,
Hmm.
right now. So the
Mm-hmm.
next step was to what is happening to the waste that is collected.
Mm-hmm.
So then we started deep diving into the whole subject, and
Got
we
it.
analyzed that the biggest challenge in today's date, not only for our country or it's for the rest of the world as well, is
Hmm.
plastic pollution.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that
Because
is true.
everybody is talking heaps and bounds over it, but nobody is able to find some definitive solution to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we thought,
Right.
why not work on something which effectively utilizes post-consumer plastic waste,
Got it.
and we should find a solution to utilize it in such a way that A, it comes in the least possible human contact, B,
Mm-hmm.
it can go in large volumes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And since this current government of ours is so heavy on infrastructure development, It actually gave us an idea, why not do something related to infrastructure products which can be utilized everywhere. And India is a growing country. The way these tier 2, tier 3, even tier 4s in today's date are developing, there's a very big scope for growth for everybody in this.
Definitely.
you know
Construction
so
will be there for the next a lot of years. And these kinds
yeah,
of
because
products
yeah,
solves
and
this
India has
issue.
been trying to replicate the China model, and work on better roads and better connectivity, and a lot of infrastructure is being developed. Then why not do it with the intention of reducing the plastic waste and create something beautiful out of it at the same
And
time.
on a mass level as well, like your thing which
Absolutely.
you said, that one chair or one block will consume 500,000 kgs of single plastic wrapper that we throw away. It is really nice about it, like a mass difference that will bring it to the nature.
Yeah. So, and the good thing was that we are very proud of the fact that we got to work with plastic, because plastic itself has such properties where it's antimicrobial, it's anti-static,
Hmm.
and it doesn't go away for years. And we
Hmm.
developed this technology with NPL, wherein by adding certain chemicals to it, we
Hmm.
altered the DNA of the plastic.
Got
So
it. Got it.
when we alter the DNA, so all the problems that we generally face with plastic. So just to give you a very layman's example, take a bucket, plastic bucket that is there in
Hmm.
your house. You keep it out in the sun and see what happens after a month. The plastic
Hmm.
will get brittle. It will
Yeah.
break away.
Hmm.
But that doesn't happen with our tiles. But that doesn't happen with
Okay.
any of our products. So there's a
Okay.
technology that we worked, and that's why they last for good 15 years, 17 years, 20 years, without
Hmm.
turning brittle, without breaking or chipping away, or even the load bearing capacity is very, very nice. It's
Hmm.
something unparalleled, unheard of in the industry. So this is something that has really helped us to grow.
Understood. Like these, like your products are out in the nature, right? So these are some very mandatory properties that they need to have. Like exposure to the nature should
Yeah.
not affect their properties.
Yeah, and if you compare them with conventionally used products, so for example, a simple product like park bench of ours,
Hmm.
uh, uh, recently we not recently, actually about almost 2 years back, we supplied these benches to a lot of cities in Uttarakhand.
Okay.
And in Dalhousie there was about 6 feet of snow,
Okay.
and the municipal corporation was so happy. What they did was they went to the bench, they removed the snow, and they just sat on it. They said never ever in our life it has happened that snowfall has come in Uttarakhand recently, when there was a cloudburst in Nainital and all those
Hmm.
places. Nothing happened to
Hmm.
our benches. So much of
That's
rain, so much
nice.
of snow, so much of
Hmm.
heat that falls on it. Nothing happens. Nothing.
So along with the technology that you have developed, the basic properties of plastics or plastic also like comes in
Helps us
complements
to
those.
Yeah. It helps us to do something really wonderful with the products that we have.
Understood. So, like before we go on forward, can you give a basic
Mhm.
introduction about what is Shayna EcoUnified and what all it does?
Okay, so we are a 4-year-old company.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and we incorporated this company with the intention of reducing the menace of plastic waste from this planet.
Got
Uh,
it.
First 1.5 years, we worked extensively with the National Physical Laboratory, which is a part of Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, all part of Government of India. And
Got
we
it.
worked extensively on this technology to use post-consumer plastic waste and convert them into high-performance paver blocks. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, uh, Initial, yes, people had a lot of hiccups in accepting something new, because something new, something unheard of comes to the market, and it drives people crazy,
And
and
something
it
from
drove
the
us.
waste also like gives a hindrance
Exactly,
in their mind ki no, we can use it.
exactly, exactly, because the intention is, oh no, ye to kachre se bana
Exactly.
hai. While people don't understand the fact that वो कचरा आपने ही फेंका था, वो किसी और ने नहीं फेंका. So,
हाँ.
the acceptability took a little time, but it has really picked up very, very well. The government is very happy because there's a company which wants to solve their problem. And we solve two of their problems. First is, of course, we are utilizing the plastic waste. And the second problem is that we are giving them materials for their infrastructure development, which is going to last 4 times longer than their conventionally used
regular materials.
Yes. So the government is happy with the fact that these two properties come and help them in a very, very big way. And this has been the intention of Shayna in the last 4 years, to reduce the plastic waste, to reuse it, and most importantly, tell people how effectively plastic waste can be managed. And hence, they need to get a little more sensible about how they're going to mind their surroundings, how they're going to behave in their lives, how they can reduce, reuse, and recycle plastic waste in every days of their life. Yeah.
Got it. A difference needs to come at all the levels, but definitely from the individual level as well, like you
Exactly,
mentioned.
because it's a democracy, and people are responsible for a lot of things. We are the ones who are forming the government, who we are the ones who are, and most importantly, unless until we change, our future generations will not change. So we
Definitely.
have to leave a better legacy behind for the generations to come, so that they can learn and do something better than what we did.
And it's all about changing that mindset, like very,
Absolutely.
very small changes that you have to bring in your daily life, which will definitely add up to something big.
And we always say, and I'm a big fan of this phrase. It was being said by somebody else. I don't know who that gentleman was, but 1,000 salutes to him. And he always says that the situation of waste management in today's day, it is such that we do not need thousands of people doing it perfectly. We need billions of people doing it imperfectly to
Imperfectly.
bring the
Got it.
change. To bring the change.
It
So
makes
unless and
sense.
until, yeah, so unless and until it becomes a movement, unless and until more and more people join and do anything and everything that is possible within their limits, within their boundaries, within their daily lives, and even a smallest of small change will bigger make up for a big difference later on. So start now,
Understood.
start small, so that we can do a better job at handling this menace.
Got it. Okay, so like I would like to understand how the process of, like, you guys are not recycling, you are just reusing the materials, right?
No,
Or
I'll tell you the process.
mm-hmm.
We both recycle and upcycle plastic waste. Okay.
Upcycle, okay.
Now, the tiles that we produce, the HDCP paver tiles. Now, HDCP stands for high density composite polymer. It's made up of three different polymers, and they are being used in a certain proportion to give the kind of flexibility and strength that it deserves, and the longevity as well. So this is purely a recycling process. It's a hot process, and we have a network or a team of scrap dealers.
Okay.
We work with a team of rack pickers. We work with certain waste management companies which are working for municipal corporations for segregating their daily waste, and we are also working with a number of corporates to utilize their post-industrial waste also. So the waste
Okay.
is coming from 4 or 5 different directions, just to cover the maximum impact which is being created by plastic pollution, and to recycle the maximum possible numbers and produce the maximum possible numbers of tiles, so that they can go back into the society and complete the concept of circular economy.
Got it. And like, when you say industrial waste, these are just the industrial plastic waste and not the building materials or concrete or any
No. So our USP is completely upon recycling plastic waste.
plastic
So
only.
plastic
Got
waste
it.
is something that we specialize in, and we have worked extensively on creating these products and creating this technology to make lives better ultimately.
That's nice. And like from an user's perspective, if I'm coming to Shayna, what all materials or products can I get from there? Like, is it just the like building material products like concrete boards or something, or end products as well, decor items or whatever?
So we have developed a number of products utilizing the plastic waste.
Hmm.
So apart from the paver tiles, we also have floor tiles that can be utilized.
Okay.
Apart from the tiles, we manufacture these recycled plastic boards. Now,
Mm-hmm.
these plastic boards are a very good alternative to your conventional wood or block boards that we use
Particle
for
boards that
furniture
are
area.
used.
Yes, yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
The two biggest advantages that we have is A, it's completely waterproof. So every day, if you want
Hmm.
to take a hose pipe and clean the boards or clean anything which is made out of these boards, you can do that. B, it's
Mm-hmm.
completely termite free. So
Okay.
in a typical residential or commercial setting, these are the two biggest problems that one comes across.
And this can
Termites and
completely alternative best solution for the regular boards that are used, like even better
absolutely.
than the regular boards that are used.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because the density is better, hence the
Hmm.
load bearing capacity, and the strength is better. B, it
Mm-hmm.
can be easily laminated. So any kind of
Okay,
laminate that you wish to put on it, it can be put, and
got
it
it.
can give you the look of the regular wood that you always wanted.
Okay, okay. So there
C,
is no difference if someone sees it, there is no difference, just
no,
the internal
no,
material
no,
changes.
no,
Got it.
no.
That's
If you
nice.
come, if you come to my office table, my office furniture, everything is made out of,
That's
and
nice.
and some of it I have laminated, some of it I have deliberately left as it is raw, so that people can
Uh-huh.
understand how effectively it
Mm-hmm.
can be utilized and what all are the purposes. So you can do
Mm-hmm.
paneling, you can do a lot with this. You can make conventional tables, conventional chairs, you can do
Mm-hmm.
school furniture, you can do garden furniture, you can do your regular cupboards and all those kind of furniture with it. You can
Mm-hmm.
even utilize them to create makeshift offices, makeshift
Okay.
schools. You can make kiosks out of it. So recently, we're working on a project with the Noida Authority, wherein we are constructing these kiosks for street side vendors. So there,
Mm-hmm.
it's a part of their vendor rehabilitation program, wherein you have these hawker lanes and vendor lanes, and you have
Mm-hmm.
different kind of structures there, and it gives a very shabby look. So they're going to
Okay.
provide these kiosks to everybody, wherein the street will
Mm-hmm.
have a cleaner and uniform look. At the same time,
Mm-hmm.
of course, a lot of
And
plastic
what
waste is
is
going.
this kiosk exactly? What I don't understand what material is.
So you have, so it is completely made of these recycled plastic boards.
No, no,
Yeah.
what is this like kiosk? What
Kiosk is, on the roadside, you would have seen a lot of panwalas. You would have
mm-hmm.
seen those STD booths.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
You
okay.
would have
Those
seen, yeah,
small
those
booths.
shacks. Yeah, small booths.
Okay.
Some guy who's selling maybe sandwiches or something. So those kind of booths
Uh,
that they are the ugly ones that they make with different paint styles and all those things. So to have a uniform standard look on the street and a very
That is
cleaner
nice.
look. So we're working closely with them also.
So there are a number of ways where this product can be adopted, and like on aesthetic level also, as well as on the environmental level, it will look good.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with
Mm-hmm.
every board that you buy, you're consuming almost 55,000 wrappers in one go. So
And that's enough for you to feel good about
yeah, that's
it.
enough for us to feel good about it. That's enough for the
Mm,
city to feel good about, because
exactly.
55,000 wrappers are off the street or off the dumping grounds clearly.
Mm,
So it's going to be a lesser pressure on the government. It's going to be a lesser pressure on the individuals also, and
mm.
ultimately leads to a cleaner and a safer city.
Got it. So they are like on a personal level, have you ever felt like a good feeling ki, after starting China or after working for this long, I have made some difference, like on a like what you see, there is has been a difference that China has made to the environment.
The biggest difference, if you see, we have converted more than 12 lakh kilos of plastic,
12 lakh.
and it
That's
has
nice.
and it has gone back into the society. for reuse,
That's great.
and it's being used every day. So that's the biggest achievement.
Mm-hmm.
That gives us a very nice sound sleep every night. That
Exactly.
yes, we've
That's
done
what I was
something
asking.
good. Yeah. So we have done something nice. We've done something good. We've done something right by the society. And
Mm-hmm.
if we go at this pace, and we would be able to convert much more, and leave a better future for our next generation.
Definitely. And all these plastic waste which you recycle, these are from like these Delhi NCR region or from other parts of the country as
So it is coming from all across the country. So for
well?
me, it
Okay.
is very difficult to say. See, what happens is plastic is generated is it originates in one part, but where
Mm.
it is going to get consumed and where is it going to get littered is something very, very difficult to trace. So, for
True, true.
example, a chips packet, probably it was made somewhere in Gujarat, it came down to
Mm-hmm.
Delhi, and then
Mm-hmm.
probably you bought it on a highway somewhere in Jaipur, and you threw it somewhere in Kanpur.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
reaches
how
a long
it
distance.
it it travels, and we don't realize it, but this is how
Mm.
the whole thing travels, and ultimately it lands here.
Definitely.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to our tie-ups, we are picking up waste from everywhere, because
Mm-hmm.
the corporates that we work with and post-industrial plastic waste that we work with, it
Mm-hmm.
is coming from different parts of the country. And
Got
when we
it.
say post-industrial waste, it is also coming from countries, companies which are FMCG giants, and they're the biggest
Mm-hmm.
contributors to plastic pollution. So it
True,
is
true.
coming from various places. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay, got it. So, from architects and designers' perspective, like you mentioned, there are a lot of materials and products which can be made out of the plastic waste. So, what kind of customizations are possible for them, and how do you work with those guys? Like, they tie up with you for a project level, and they tell you what they need. How does the customization part look like, and is that possible?
Okay. When it comes to paver blocks and all, customization is possible depending
Mm-hmm.
upon the quantity. So, for example, they don't like the design of my paver block and they want a specific design, and provided they
Mm-hmm.
have the right quantities, yes, a new mold can be developed, and
Definitely.
those issues can be addressed too. When it comes to recycled plastic boards, it's a completely it's a raw material. If
Mm-hmm.
you talk about, so you can give it any shape, any design, any size,
Everything is
and
possible.
create a product that you wish to, and it's 100%
Mm-hmm.
customizable. It's very, very easy to work with, although people have this hitch that whether it's going to be easily machinable, whether it's going to be easily drillable or not, whether
Mm-hmm.
our regular carpenters and all those people would be able to work with it easily. But it's very, very easy to use, and there
Mm-hmm.
are a lot of projects wherein we are also developing those products and supplying them instead of they
Okay.
buying just the raw material. So
Okay. Okay. Okay.
customizations, because our last 4 years, our team has got very, very specialized when it comes to working with these materials, and for them
Mm-hmm.
it's a much faster turnaround time to
Mm-hmm.
develop products and give it away.
Mm-hmm. And like just to break the ice, like all the questions that you mentioned, drilling and whatever kinds of things are to be done, these all are possible just like you do on any particle board or any regular
Yes,
material. Or is
yeah,
there any
yeah.
limitation?
No, so what we have is only advantages. So because the density of
Mm-hmm.
the board is higher, so the screw holding or the nail holding capacity is much
Okay.
better. It's
Mm-hmm.
easily drillable, it's easily cuttable, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't get spoiled with water. With
Okay.
when you're working with MDF or particle board, you have to be very careful about water
Mm-hmm.
coming
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
contact and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
you can leave these boards even outside, out in the sun, out in the water, wherever, and nothing's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen. So storage is not a
Mm-hmm.
problem, and
Mm-hmm.
usability is not a problem also.
Not a problem. Okay, okay, got it.
Yeah,
That's really great. That's really great. So all the architects and designers who are viewing this particular podcast can definitely try these materials in their projects, in their coming
absolutely,
projects,
absolutely,
without any doubts or anything.
absolutely. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. The
So
good thing
coming
is
to
that they're
the,
certified also.
yeah,
Yeah, so these boards are certified also. So they
okay.
have a fire rating of V2, and boiling water test is also being done, and other tests which are important have been taken care of. So you don't have to worry about it from the point of view of strength and other properties.
And from like just looking, if someone is building a home, then architects and designers only have to suggest these materials to them, so that like being an end consumer or someone that who is building the home, we don't have the experience कि हम 10 साल से घर बना रहे, तो हमें पता है कि क्या क्या मटेरियल्स है और क्या क्या हम यूज कर सकते हैं, एंड वी like they are very conscious about using just the safe and secure materials ki we don't want any risk for something that we are building for the next 10 years. But architects and designers are kind of the influencers who have to enlighten and tell them about these products and support, encourage the usage of these materials.
Absolutely. In fact, this is not only happening on the individual level, this is also happening with the government. So if you see new smart cities are being developed, so they have a lot of consultants for all these smart cities, and these consultants are companies like Larsen and Toubro, Rudra Abhishek Enterprises Private Limited, a lot of both domestic and international consultants are working on those projects, and they're recommending these products to the government. How to make the city better and cleaner by utilizing these products. Similarly, it's the I feel that it's the duty of architects and designers also to start bringing in this change, start updating people about what are the newest possibilities and how it's going to make a difference ultimately in terms of environmental cleanup and a better life for everyone. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So, like coming to the last part of the podcast, I would like to know one of your project, like what was the experience with the first project that you have done after you started Shayna? What was the entire process of getting the getting the things done and the outcome? How was it like?
The first project, the biggest, the first big project that we did was in Hyderabad. There's a place called Gachibowli, and there was an entire dog park which had to be made, and all the pavement surrounding it had to be created. That was the most memorable one because we had just started and we were
that was your first project.
Yeah, and we were jittery as it is. Secondly, because of distance, we being based out of here, and all the work is gonna go, get down there. And third was, of course, dealing with the labor and all because of language issues. So it taught us a lot. We learned a lot from that project. The good thing was the government and the municipal corporation was very, very supportive, and they welcomed this change. And this project actually catapulted us onto the map of the country, because it was the first project of its kind, and so much of media attention it got, so much of appreciation it got.
It opened
and
many
so
gates
much
for
of
you.
Yeah, and it was such a beautiful learning process for us. It also helped us to make our product better, so we made several changes down the product line and made it even better than what it was initially. So this project will always be close to our heart.
So
The
what was the
first one, I
product that
think.
you supplied?
So we
Paver
supplied a lot
blocks.
of tiles. Yeah,
Okay.
all the paver blocks. Yeah, both inside and
Okay.
outside the park. Yeah.
Okay.
Because at that time we had just started with paver blocks. The boards came in later.
Got it. And like one more thing, how did you met your co-founder? Like, I don't have any knowledge of that.
We're family actually.
Oh,
So
your family. Okay.
yeah, so we're family, and we both started tinkering on this idea, and we started
Okay.
discussing, and all those I was in Mumbai, he was in Delhi, and we ate each
Got it.
other's heads out on the phone, and
That's
and
nice.
then we came out to a point wherein I said, just wait, hang on, and I'm coming back. And we all started full-fledgedly got involved into the process, and we started this.
Got it. That's nice. Like-minded people from the same family.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to the end of the podcast, like I would love to know three things that any user should keep in mind, like any individual like me should keep in mind while they are dealing with plastic. So we were talking a lot about the things that can be done on the individual level. So what are the three go-to things that should be done, like they can adopt from today and which will definitely bring a difference that you know?
See, the first thing is, start being responsible. That's the very first thing
Mm-hmm.
that I would request everybody to see,
Hmm.
because ultimately we have to analyze what is happening around us, and how it is
Mm-hmm.
actually degrading our environment, and how it is degrading our lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the extent of plastic pollution is so much that every week we are consuming about 20 grams of plastic, knowingly,
Mm-hmm.
unknowingly. Fruits, they have microplastics inside. The water that we are drinking, it has microplastics inside.
Okay, so we are
You do know,
consuming 20 grams of plastic.
every
Okay,
week, every single. So
okay.
20 grams is approximately a credit card size.
Got
So
it.
that's the amount of plastic waste we end up consuming almost every week. Uh,
Okay.
uh, a year back, if you Google it and if you see how much of microplastics are there in the bottle of Bisleri water, that will open
Mm-hmm.
up your eyes. So I request everybody to start getting responsible, right? Start
Mm-hmm.
segregating the waste. When the government says segregate your waste properly, please do that. Please
Mm-hmm.
try to reuse a lot of plastic waste, and
Mm-hmm.
instead of throwing it in the bin, please give it to scrap dealers around you, because they will in turn bring it to companies like us who will recycle it and bring
Definitely.
better products, and try to
Mm-hmm.
reduce the amount of plastic waste that you use ultimately.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got it. Got it.
these are a few things that I would request every
Mm-hmm.
individual to do that. And more,
Mm-hmm.
and lastly, I would say that everybody should start using the Google search for uh, things other than fun and entertainment.
Being
Because
mindful
now,
about what you are using.
yeah, because now there are a lot of products which are available, which are made from recycled waste, and
Mm-hmm.
start adopting them in your lives. Don't look at
Mm-hmm.
it from the point of view that it's made from kachra, because it's
Mm-hmm.
made from the same trash that you created in the first place. So
Mm-hmm.
start adopting that, start making small changes in your lives, start educating the next generation upon being responsible towards plastic waste management, and
Mm-hmm.
make ultimately make everybody's life better.
Yeah, like when we say kachra, it comes a very bad image in our mind, but that is actually something that we were using a day before. Like it is something that we were
Absolutely,
using. It has the same qualities and
absolutely,
usabilities like that. So there is
absolutely,
nothing to be feel disgusted about it. You can freely use
absolutely.
it.
And most
Mm.
importantly, I mean, till the time it doesn't land up in the bin, it was not kachra.
Exactly,
So till,
exactly.
yeah, until a second back, till the time it was in your pocket, it
Ha
was not
ha
kachra. The moment it
ha.
ended up in the bin, it became kachra, and it
It
is
became
being
kachra.
looked upon. So don't
Mm-hmm.
look upon it. It can be recycled, it can be reused, and try to
Mm-hmm.
minimize the use of all these materials. While they're
Mm-hmm.
making our lives easier, they can make our lives hell also. So let's be
True.
mindful about what we use
Mm-hmm.
and how we use. As the,
Mm-hmm.
as our ancestors always said that excess of everything is bad. So we have reached a situation wherein
Where it
it's
is
turning
bad
worse.
now,
Yeah,
and you have to
yeah,
be
yeah,
taken
yeah,
take
yeah,
risk
yeah.
things about that. Okay,
Absolutely.
it was great connecting with you, and like I also feel good about a lot of things that you told me, like many things that can be done on a personal level and that you guys are doing also. It feels really good to know as well. Thank you
Yeah.
for connecting with Archmozzo and me.
Thanks, Siddharth. Thank you very much. Absolute pleasure talking to you today.
Thank you, bye.